the points, the problems that we do face, the students face in fluency, and they go for choosing we can say the pauses and using so, and then we will go for the questions, the topics I assigned you guys, and I will ask you guys, and you're supposed to answer me for those questions. Now, all those points, those are really quite interesting, and you will learn something new in today's lecture, and also magnificent. So listen it carefully, like what the problem student face and how to tackle those problems. So here you can see how to speak English fluently. The very first problem, there are first two problems shared with you guys, and one of them is that when we try to think in our own native language, right, it creates a trouble for us to speak fluently in English language, right? So the first thing is that we have to avoid to never think in Urdu, Pashto, or whatever is your native language, right? Directly try to think in English language, and it will influence your thoughts ability. Like your mind will be ready to share any concept, idea, convey any message without any pause or so or other words. Next is directly. So this point is shared directly thinking in English language. We have to do now some of the strategies that we must follow. And before we have shared the concept that why the person or any student lack fluency. So first of all, lack of confidence. And why lack of confidence? That sometimes students are afraid of making mistakes, like thinking within and in starting and at the end also, that if I made a mistake, so what will happen? Or if I made a blunder, so what will happen? Now, this moment when you try to speak, try to forget about mistakes. I have passed through such kind of varieties of students from whom I was not expecting good score, but they got good score because of having fluency and many grammar mistakes. Yet the score was really impressive comparatively to their level. Right now, at here, the main focus will be given to the one who will be having good fluency. But fluency also mean that you in IELTS exam or in speaking, the person first ability is to be observed that either the idea that you speak is exactly similar to the question, and either the concept you are conveying is same to the question, right? If the concept you're conveying is similar to the question, now this will call your fluency is outstanding. And if your grammar is also fine, minor mistakes are possible, right? Minor mistakes can happen, no problem. That is natural. But we should not be much afraid of making mistakes. If we will be a little courageous and little brave and will respond with bravery, so we can answer very fast and with fluency. Next is vocabulary gap. Some students don't understand it, and I personally also say and not consider it a big deal that vocabulary can be a problem for students to speak, especially if the person is having a plus intermediate level or plus bachelor level of university. So that person will be having some kind of a words bank or vocabulary in his mind to share and talk on any topic. Now, vocabulary gap, limited vocabulary, what the problem it creates, that students will be insisted and will be forced to think a little extra for conveying a message. Meanwhile, let's suppose idea is in your mind but you cannot share, might be because of the words lacking here in your mind and in your by yourself too. So what the exercise you should do for it, the first number, lack of confidence, you should not think about making mistake, like you should be free regarding that. Second, vocabulary gap. If we talk about this point, now vocabulary gap, you should include for each topic, you should learn the new words like along with phrases, and you should add them to your dictionary that these are the new words when I'll supposed to explain this variety of topic, so I will use these words. Next is overthinking and translating, a major fluency killer in the bracket I have written for it. Overthinking and translating means you think about a single mistake or topic too deeply, or means like if I made a mistake or if this happened or that happened, right? So that kind of overthinking you should try to, like when you are having some ideas or concept in mind, understanding question is important, then conveying options, the conveying information a little clear is important, not like to think over, right? And then fluency is not about perfection, it's about flow. Like sometimes you might be also thinking that my way of communication, it must be having outstanding, pronunciation, it must be having outstanding grammar, it must be having outstanding vocab, and it must be and all aspects it must be outstanding. So this moment when you think to make it the best and perfect one in A to Z aspects, and if your level level is not that strong, so you can face the difficulty that will create trouble for your fluency. So fluency is not about perfection. Fluency does not, like in IELTS speaking exam, to be very honest, the most important part is fluency. If somebody will have it, his body language, his tone, his expressions, his ideas sharing style, his conveying information, everything will be outstanding. But if this part is lacking, I always forever focus on this part more, a lot comparatively to grammar, vocab, and pronunciation. Four aspects will be counted to give you the score that you will get score, but the most important one is fluency. Now for this part, what does it mean? That if your pronunciation somewhere is not exact, like to the native, if your grammar mistake happened suddenly, right, or any other problem happened suddenly, but fluency is fine, six band cannot be taken from you by any examiner, right? It will be given to you. Now further, 6 plus will be given to you, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. That when your other parts will be also covered, like vocabulary, grammar, and other things too. Now pronunciation, like now nervousness, confidence building exercises are so important. We will also go through that. Just let me give you a minute. Yes. Now, techniques to reduce pauses and speak fluently. First of all, we have written thinking in English. This is a kind of like a short revision for the previous slides. Thinking in English, right? The first strategy to never think in your own native tongue. Next, use filler words. Now, sometimes in writing, it is a little different. In speaking, it is a little different. Like in writing, you should not say, well, I think. Now, well is speaking style, the directly conversation word. And if, like, let's suppose you write, so is not a writing word, it is a filler word that is used for speaking. So our point number two, that is indicating that in writing is something, and speaking and something a little different, right? Now both mean to convey concept or idea, but here in writing you share complex sentence, you share the concept, you share in one paragraph one. That is a little different strategy. But in speaking, you sometimes share informal words, like you say don't, you say can't, you say I'll, you say you say I would like to also share, this kind of like the filler words. Those are, when you talk to any native, you will see that native also follow the filler words. So you should also never feel hesitation. Instead of pauses, instead of like if you have pause are, instead of using so, then, and, right, instead of other such awkward things, if you use filler words, so that is quite impressive. So you must go for the filler word instead of using pauses. Next is shadowing. Very interesting, very outstanding. And shadowing means listen to the native and repeat any of your favorite um, speaker, right? And when you listen to any native, try to choose for yourself. Like this is my speaker. I would listen daily his lecture or her lectures, right? And are his presentation. And then you have to repeat within the same style. The most important and best and my favorite one is shadowing. Shadowing improves your fluency. Shadowing improves your pronunciation. Shadowing improves your accent. Shadowing improve your how you can start. Shadowing improves your intonation, expressing style, facial gesture, body language. All things will be improved by shadowing. And shadowing means point number three, that means that when you watch any speaker, when you listen to any native, try the moment to repeat the similar sentence that you listen for the first moment. Try to repeat in the same style, same tone, same speed. right? That is called shadowing. And that is the most important part here. And that's what when you would have listened many trainers and people that when you ask how to improve speaking, there will be two answer. Practice, second answer, to listen. From listening, our speaking gets improved. From reading, our writing gets improved. Now, from listening, it doesn't mean that we have to only listen and we don't have to concern or give the concentration like what am I listening. The moment you listen, you have to try to say the same style, same words, same sentence, right? That is called shadowing. Choose for yourself. My favorite one, the most, the beautiful accent he has, and the most outstanding. Two people I would recommend. I would share after the class the link with you people. One is one is Jim Quick, and another now skip a name skip from my mind. But you can go for these two people. Otherwise, for other of your favorite, any of your favorite speaker, if you go, try to adopt, right? Try to adapt the words. Try to say repeat the same style. If you want improvement, right? Again, if you don't want, no problem. I don't care. Next is don't aim for perfection. Again, it is the point repeated that when you make mistakes and when you care much about that and when you overthink that I should be the perfect 100%, it's not possible. English is called second language. In second language, I have personally seen professors making mistakes of English, right? So I personally can also make. It's not a big deal, not a problem. It is second language for me, it's second language for you too. So mistakes are possible to be done, to be made. Now, this moment you should not be worried regarding much regarding mistakes. If you have a little grip on grammar, you know tenses, you know subject verb agreement, you know sentence start, you know sentence count, you know sentence structure. Now, further, you know how to start, you know how to close, you know how to ask for within a formal style, you know how to use the filler words. If you know the strategies to speak, if you know the strategies to start, if you know the strategies to share your idea, do not worry about much perfection, right? Perfection will come automatically when you will speak for more time. But if you don't, your own perfection will be declined, right? So it will be increased and it will be perfect. Perfection will be perfect when you speak more. In real conversation, mistakes are natural within second language that I feel. And how I feel now, Naila Kiran is here, Javeri Nazar is here, other students too. When they make mistakes, I say, is this correct or this one? They tell me by themselves that this one is correct. Then I ask them, but this you said like this. Now the mistake they make, they know about that. So when a person knows and make mistake, this means this is not their mistake. This is because of less practice, right? And it will be improved by having more practice, right? If you don't remember a word, this is also very interesting. If you don't remember a word, try to explain it in a little different way instead of stopping completely. At the bottom, with point number 6, I have written an example. Whenever you just forget about single word, like for example, any word, try to sharp your mind a moment and say the close related idea. For example, it is also human mind what can be forgotten, what can be skipped from our mind. For example, refrigerator word is skipped from your mind. You can say, the product, the object, the machine that keeps the things cold. So it is also okay, right? So what I mean to say, when you skip a word, the word is skipped from your mind, try to say the alternative, the next close relative word regarding that. Now, how to train your brain to think and respond faster in English language? Here are some four more points: expanding your vocabulary and phrases. Now, instead of learning a single word like, opinion, so you should learn the whole phrase. I'm of the opinion. I'm of the opinion. I'm of the opinion. To be very honest, frankly sharing, and my perception, according to me, and my point of view. Right now, the whole phrase. This was just simple, easy examples. When you learn a new word, try to learn along with the phrase. When you learn the phrase, try to use them in the sentence. Right. Next time, when you will speak, when you will share starts, you will not say, I think, you will share the whole opinion phrase and my opinion, right? According to me, and the whole other phrases, it will be remembered by you and you will be able to share that. Now, expanding your vocab plus phrase, both are quite important, not for speaking only, for writing too. For writing and speaking, for both, you should remember. You should remember. It doesn't matter like if you are good, if you are the best. No, you should remember for each single topic, some phrases means some sentences too, and some vocabulary for each single topic. Person, city, beautiful place, movie, film, actor, hero, what the topic is, you must be able to have some words, some phrases, right? And then active listening and try to anticipate what the speaker will say next. What does this mean? This is also the listening will be active. For example, right now I'm talking, you should think like what the word next I will say, I will utter, right? Now, when you also listen any native speaker, this moment you are also requested and supposed to think about the scenario that what the next word can be, right? Now, when you think like this is called active listening. If you don't think like this, that what the speaker is going to say the next word, this is not your active listening. And this is called also anticipating your mind by that's what we say in psychology, that you should consider yourself like walking in the shoes of the speaker. Walking in the shoes of the speaker means what the speaker is saying, your mind should predict in advance that the next word might be this. This will enhance your way of thoughts ability, your way of conveying style, and your way of fluently speaking within English language and others too, right? But this is very important. And it will also help you in listening, picking power too in IELTS listening exam, right? And here in speaking. So listen, think, predict what the new concept or word can be. Like next, practice conversation anticipation, right? Do conversation and within conversation. And the next very slide I would have shared that how you have to go through that. Now, next is imitating native speaker, including these three things. When you imitate a native speaker, these three things you have to keep it in mind. At initial scenario, you might say let's suppose any native speaker is talking in front of you, and a little fastly he is speaking. Wow! And same goes for you. For instance, let me have a single line from any reading paragraph from passage from IELTS. The moment, for example. On the morning of 1st December 1948, the body of an unidentified man was discovered propped against a rock wall answered. Now, for a moment, at initial stage, definitely second language, it will be a little challenging. But if you try, so nothing is difficult and nothing is impossible. And within 7 days, you will talk in a very different tone and style. Right. So this is not only like impossible thing. This is very possible. This is 100% possible. This is also understandable and this is also achievable. Those who were unable to speak a single word became able to speak like native. How? By doing and having the similar activities. So you guys can even understand and can even speak. You are supposed to only do a little extra, we can say hard work, we can say like a little extra struggle you have to do, right? So this is how imitating native speaker, you have to focus on speed, you have to focus on rhythm. Rhythm mean that in English we say intonation. Intonation mean that how they express, how they say different words, right? Now, lowering and hiding, lowering down the voice and somewhere saying it a little loud. That is also a English style of speaking, right? Believe me, honestly, it was really interesting. I was attracting for me. It was really very impressive. I cannot explain. No, these are the native styles. If you learn and say so, well and good. If you don't, so again, I never care. Now, but I share the honest suggestion that how can you make it the best? The best means 8 band and 8.5. If you dream for that in speaking, that is quite easy. If you do hard work for that, not only a little and small smart work, just by going through the predictable topics that yeah, these topics are coming again and again and again, and I just have to go through. No, a little hard work, right? Plus smart work will incline you and will enrich you to the to your destination, the best flooring destination. Now, next is pronunciation, imitating, copying native speaker, speed, rhythm, how they say the words, and pronunciation. What the style they use for different words. Magnificent, beautifully, right? Now, different. Either you go for American, either you go for British accent, right? And Australia, the British accent is to be followed. In Canada and Ireland, the American accent is to be followed. Now you this depends also on you. It's your choice, right? Which the country you target or what the accent you like. Personally, I like American accent, but I prefer British accent, right? Yet, and British accent, they stress a lot. If you listen there or watch their prime minister speech or others, you will see like on T and every T talk about this, right? And the visual. So this kind of stressing I personally don't like, but actually basics roots of English is from British. So for that reason, I prefer British accent. By the way, I like American. Like they make they say the words a little different. Instead of schedule, they have schedule, but I do like them. Now their accent. Next is practical exercises for fluency, and then we will come for the questions. Practical exercises. This thing is the most important. The conclusion of our discussion, that 1 minute speaking challenge. For example, if sometimes at initial scenario, if you are having a problem, you cannot speak for 1 minute, right? This is very important. This is very important. Like IELTS cue card means 2 minutes. But if somebody can speak only for 1 minute, so there's a problem, right? And you have to start from today. 1 minute. How can I? Without so and without right? That is called pauses. Right. So this is called in English pauses. Now, without this, and without other, the repetition of words. So this 1 minute and different topics. Start from the simple one, like daily routine and other things, activities, the IELTS topic or whatever, and start talk in 1 minute, and then incline it, right? Increase, rise it, and like 1.5, and then 2 minutes and 2.5, like this. 2 minutes 30 seconds. If you enrich it to this, it will be really very outstanding to achieve 7 or plus easily. But must be careful regarding the topic, regarding the question. Your time, sometimes some students might wander here and there, right? So you must be focused on the question point. What you are saying is related to the question, not like this you are talking from whatever is coming in your mind and you are sharing that. Next is storytelling in your own words. This is a little different activity. When you watch any activity in English, or when you listen any story, right, in English, you watch story, you listen that. Now tell that in your own words. There's a PTE exam, you might would have heard the name PTE. Now in PTE exam, there is an activity. In speaking part, they play a story for you, and you're supposed to retell that. That is called retell lecture. Retell lecture, the question and name, the kind is the retell. By the way, this is also like what I shared, that this is also a kind of like speaking exams activity. Now, but for your own IELTS speaking, if you do this activity, storytelling in your own words, this also will help you to to give you a lot of concepts, ideas, ways to communicate on any topic direct, right? And next is speed conversation timer to speak fast. What does that mean? That first was 1 minute talking, next was storytelling, third is to set timer for you, and try to speak little fast. How? Like for example, today you did speaking for a minute, next day, third day, right? Indeed, I told you that your practice must be for 30 minutes, right? But that 30 minutes means like on different topics you have to speak. That 30 minutes can be also in future to speak on a single topic for 30 minutes. But at initial time, when you speak and for 30 minutes, you can talk 1 minute each on different topics, right? And third activity, what it means, speed conversation timer. But that at initial, if you speak a little slowly, not a problem. Fluency definitely means to speak with normal, continuous speed. Normal, slow, continuous speed. But if you speak a little faster like native, did you speak fast? right? A little fast. If you listen American, the native one, and those who have spent like a lot of years over there, now if you listen them, they speak the tone, a style a little fast. Now what you have to also do like that, right? For 1 minute, speak a little fast next moment, and to speak fast. This will also incline your fluency. Next is using speech to text steps for real-time feedback. What does this mean? That when that in your mobile phone and your Google on whatever, if the facility you have, ChatGPT, AI, others, try to use speech tone instead of typing in that. Try to use speech tone, and for different, like the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, the whole idea, the concept, and check your pronunciation, check your fluency, check your other things as well, which are quite important in your speaking part. Now we're coming towards our predictable topics, and I hope you would have gone through that. So, other questions are these, which I assign you. Describe a place and a village that you visited. Was this the topic included in it? And first topics?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, who will explain it? Yes,
Can I, sir?
sure. Yes, you can start.
1 second, sir. I live in a small town near to village, and my aunt and uncle live in a village. And last year I visited to a village. It's a small village. They have a farmhouse, and uh, they have a farmhouse and greenery around their farmhouse. The village is most beautiful place. Uh, Urban areas and rural areas are differentiate because uh, villages are very clean. And last year I had to go on my vacations and live there around about estimated 1 week, and I enjoyed the most because they have a clean environment, limited pollution in basically in city areas. Pollutions have existed, but in villages, uh, p- pollutions no pollution existed, and the environment clean. And I like the most to live in the villages because the environment and the hospitality of peoples are also
Yes, good.
exist.
Right, right. A good work. Keep it up. Keep it up. Um, a little grammar issues remaining is good. Yes. Yes, next. Question
And
number two. Yes.
okay.
Yes, you want to say something? Ask. Yes, Afshan. Do you want to ask something?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, I explain a lot in this point because, sir, I know it's my start and initiative to have grammatical issues, but I try my best.
Yes,
And sir,
inshallah, it will be cured.
it's
Yes.
I elaborate because when I go to village and live in village, I have seen and I have go to fields where my uncle and aunt uh, grow like vegetables, different fruits, is insecticides, pesticide frees. We have a hygienic and a good healthier life provide also provide in villages, because pesticides free vegetables also grow and cook in our homes, and they in on the other side in cities, these things are not in, not these things like vegetables and other
Right,
fruits
Afshan.
are
Good.
also pest.
It is enough, right? Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yes, it's
Okay.
shared many ideas. Very good. Okay, next, describe a positive change that you have made recently in daily routine. Who would like to explain this one?
Sir, can I explain this one?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for asking me that question. In all sincerity, it's a really good question. I'm really into it. Well, there are plethora of changes that I made in my daily routine, and that results in a very good ways, in a very positive aspects. I would like to expound one of them. When I in past few days, when I used to scroll through my YouTube, I used to watch a lot of content, consume a lot of content that is not mandatory and crucial for my mental grooming, yet I watched it. But nowadays I used to watch those content that is mandatory and that have some significant points in our life. I would like to expound that for its instance, for specimen, I used to watch nowadays videos that are useful for my mental journey. For instance, there are a lot of videos in YouTube relevant to your relevant to that are your spiritual journey, and that is crucial and mandatory for all of us to know from the core of our heart from where we belong or who we are. For specimen, I used to watch a lot of videos on from channel of Visitless. She's a confident and a spiritual kind of girl. From those videos I used to learn a lot of things. Nowadays in modern era where we have phone, there are a lot of there are a lot of negative aspects and drawbacks, while on the other hand there are plethora of pros if we use it in a very good and in a mandatory way. So then it will be then it will prove beneficial for all of us. Coming back to my point, I was talking about I was talking about the content that I consume from visit list videos that was positive, that had a positive impact on my daily routine. Because a few days ago I used to watch a lot of irregular content just randomly. I used to scroll through I used to scroll through YouTube, and then randomly choosing any topic and just for like wasting my time on that videos. But now I have improved it a lot. I used to watch good content that is relevant
All
to
right. Thank you. Good. Good. Very good. You explained very well. Very good. Keep it up. Very nice. Yes, Moin. Third question.
Sir, thank you very much for giving me a chance to describe a time when I receive good services in any shop or store. Good customer services make a shopping experience pleasant and memorable. One time, I received excellent services at a local electronics store in Faisalabad. When I went to buy a new smartphone, uh, I was worried about which model to choose as there were many options. The salesperson was very helpful and patiently explained the features of different phones. He asked about my needs, such as battery life, camera quality, storage, and then recommended the best option within my budget. Unlike other stores where salespeople rush customers, he gave me enough time to decide without any pressure. In the past, the shopping experiences were different, and customers had to rely on personal research or recommendations from friends. But now, with better trained staff and improved customer services, shopping has become easier and more enjoyable. Thanks to the salesperson guidance, I made a well-informed decision and was satisfied with my purchase. This experience showed me the value of good service as it made my shopping process smooth and stress-free, sir.
Good. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice words you use and explain very well. Layer concept. Good. Okay.
Thank you.
if you people will explain like this, you can give score to yourself by yourself, all of you. Yes, Naila Kiran, question number 4.
Thanks for asking me this question. Today I will tell you about my teacher in my university. He is the software engineering department. He's in the software engineering department. He's very kind and talented teacher. He has a lot of abilities in their personality. He can do most more the complex problems and solve them in very easy and efficient way. I understand him in very easy way. He has the good communication skill. He know how to express the complex problem in easiest way. He has a good ability of problem solving techniques. He solve the many complex problems in very efficient and smart way. He has also strong time management skill. He learn us how to manage the time and how to work in our daily life on a specific target. I think from them I learned a lot of things that are very memorable for me, or I used it in my daily life. I think from his personality, I learned a deep sense of
Good, good.
empathy. I learned.
Very good. Yes, I stop. I think answer comparatively to last few days, it was good. It was outstanding. Yet, I think word was repeated and few pauses were there. Few small minor pauses, right? Not like before, but a few minor. Even if you have to remove these two, inshallah, it will be more beautiful. Yes. Who is left? Someone is left in explaining any answer? I think no one, right? Okay, I show you here something. Where is that? Oh, next is YouTube. Yes, less than a minute if we got if we went through that. So that is one is Mehdi Hassan. This person. No, no, yeah, this one. Just listen his accent. You will love it. Mehdi Hassan. And right now not no option to play it. And another is Jim Quick, right? Both of the persons are brain exercises, how to sharp your mind and brain this brain grammar brain exercises person, right, from Oxford University. So both of them are the best one accordingly, pronunciation and words and other things. So